knew you'd do something like this.
You have a very interesting way of saying thank you.
They killed my men, took away my job, my life.
It's time we start hunting. Act angry.
I am angry.
He's not feeling well. You might want to use this one.
Jack Reacher in cinemas from October 20.
Hey everyone, how's it going? We may as well kick it off because, yeah, Jardeth just pointed out that, of course, daylight saving is kicked in for the smart states of Australia. I mean, they call Queensland are we the smart state? But I like daylight savings. Being in South Queensland makes it quite attractive. But, yeah, sure thing, Software Wind. Yeah, so daylight saving kicked in for the clever states among us, so we will hopefully not go too late tonight. Not that I'm in the mood to go too late because I had to get up at like 6:30 this morning for a meeting, which is crazy early for me, so I'm a bit worn out already. What hardware do I run on? That is a good question because there's a change this week. In terms of hardware, it's just a ThinkPad. Oh, by the way, before I get too into this, how's that music level? Can I be heard over the top of that? Do we want it up? Do we want it down? I will wait for responses to filter in. Yeah, so it's a ThinkPad. It's just an i7, 16 gigs of RAM. It's okay, cool. So that's the hardware. The details of the software that I use are all mentioned down in the, maybe a little bit down, can do. That's the one. The details of the software are in the video description, in the channel description, but generally it's all based on Debian Linux. You've got i3, you can see down the bottom here, this is the status bar you get with i3. This sort of thing here, tiling of the windows is a i3 thing. I normally run, this is Ursi, my IRC client, wired up to the Twitch chat. Normally I run this inside Tmux, but today we're going to do things a bit differently. This window here, this terminal on the left, this is actually on my host. This on the right here, this is a Docker container. I put the time and effort in after last week's snafu into figuring out how to run Chromium. Oop, my music just dropped out. Does that mean my internet's taking a dive? Nope, internet's up. Where'd the music go? There we go. After last week's snafu, I figured out how to run Chromium inside Docker. So what I'll be trying to do is as much of the running a browser, running burp, and running tools inside a very empty Docker container, so that when the file browser pops inside Chromium, I don't go and leak all my secrets. So this here is Docker. This here is Tmux down here. So you can have, it's basically like Screen, if you've used Screen before, but awesome. It's like a newer Screen. It's a terminal multiplexer. So this here is URXVT, is my terminal emulator. It's kind of like GNOME Terminal or Xterm, but it's URXVT. So this is one terminal, and then Tmux kind of gives you the idea of tabs almost. You can see, this is the first window in Tmux parlance. This here's the second one, all running inside the session called M for main, which is just my naming convention. Then you can split horizontally and vertically, and you can move between the splits using the keyboard. And then you can maximize one of the splits, or these are actually called panes in Tmux parlance. And so you can maximize this pane here. You can see the green border tells you that this one here is focused. If I switch to the left, this one here is focused. If I switch back to the right, this one here is focused. And then I can full screen it if I need to focus on something. I can drop into Vim, do some stuff, bring it back down, and I've got couple of things side by side. So rather than having separate windows open in my window manager to manage my different shells, I manage them within Tmux, which gives me some nice little benefits, and it's just a very keyboard centric, nice way of keeping all the shells together in one terminal. So that's in terms of hardware. I do use VMs quite heavily, but haven't tended to use them on the stream. If you've ever seen me pop IDA, then that's running in a Windows VM, and I've got a whole bunch of other VMs for other stuff. but for the most part, the streaming I do with my host OS, which is Debian. I'm now going to start using Docker a little bit more, and hopefully that answers that question. Yeah, so no more porn showing. Yeah, no worries. The machine itself is discontinued. Fingers crossed, let's see if this works. Hey, there we go. Clean Chromium, and if I was to save image as... Ah, that is a huge file picker. The file picker doesn't show. There's a massive file picker. There we go. Nothing to go. Showing that I wouldn't want to be showing. ThinkPad T530. It's a discontinued machine. I love my ThinkPads. Generally, they did stuff them up for a while by removing the really nice these buttons here. This is the mouse that I use when I'm using my laptop without the external keyboard and mouse. Touchpads are horrible, I hate them. Whereas this little nubby thing is quite nice. And then your hands rest nicely on the keyboard while using the mouse. And then here comes for your left click, right click. If you hold this middle button down and then you tilt the joystick up or down, that becomes like a really nice smooth scroll wheel. It'll just keep scrolling until you let go of everything. Lenovo went and trashed these buttons, which was very sad, but I think they're starting to bring them back because there was enough backlash. So yeah, this is quite a go away. This is quite an old machine, it's discontinued, but it is my workhorse. Good old T530. Lenovo's bundling of crapware and superficial stuff was targeting this is my justification, targeting their consumer products, whereas the ThinkPads, the T series in particular, I like their business machines. So there's no mucking around with them. They're just quite solid, good machines that I am still a fan of. And when this one dies, I will probably look for whatever's in the ThinkPad range at that time, and if they've gone and just trashed it all and gotten rid of these buttons again and done dumb stuff with the keyboard, then I will have to look elsewhere. So that's the hardware. Yeah, you definitely need practice. Like I felt the same way. I hated them, but I was mostly using them on Dell machines, and the Dell one is like, yeah, what's going to work? It's like if I want to highlight your name, Jardeth, there it is. If I want to scroll up and down here, like it's just super nice, super fluid. So you get used to it. But yeah, like the Dell ones, I never jived with. But it was actually my friend who a lot of you might know, Lockie, showed me his ThinkPad many moons ago back at the 2600 meetups, and he was showing me all about that middle mouse button scroll up and down, which is what really sold me. He said that if you give it a go, you'll get used to it, and he convinced me, and I'm glad he did because I love my ThinkPad. Alrighty, do we want to get into some computer hacking? What do we have? Is it bne.sectalks.org? Okay. What's my name? I think my name's actually twitch.tv/thejustinstephen. Hey, there we go. What do we got? We've got 2 challenges left, Pimps and Unification. I will not be looking at the Illusionist because of reasons. Any preference as to whether we start with Pimps or Unification? Was anyone hanging out for anyone in particular? Oh, before I take a drink of this beer. This is the drop for tonight. It's quite good if you like an IPA. It's a strong one, and they are super cheap at Dan Murphy's right now. Like I think it's $19 for a 6-pack or something. And when it's a 6.3% beer that's been imported from the US, that's a very good price for a really nice IPA. pretty strong on the alcohol front and imported. Less than $20 for a 6-pack, I don't tend to see. So if you like IPAs, I'd suggest trying them out. Didn't check either. Let's just go top down. Which one comes first in the list? It is Pimps. Alrighty. I should have proxied this browser through Burp before I started. That's alright, we'll figure this out together. So I'm running Burp inside Docker as well. I could have run it on my host, but I decided to run it inside Burp, inside Docker, that's the word. I haven't even set it up. I've licensed it, but I haven't set it up. And that's my bad. Let's close this. How do we set a proxy? Proxy server's host port. Cool. How do I import this in Chrome again? So I'm just pulling in the Burp CA certificate. Cool. Alright, that was easier than expected. Alrighty. Can't type on stream. Can't type off stream, but especially not on stream. Okay, let's have a look at Pimps. Welcome to Panda Uploader. Panda Uploader lets you upload PNG files and store it. Have fun with the pandas. Let's start it by uploading a picture. So let's upload a picture. Pick a file. It's going to be so much easier. Let's just go and copy Etsy issue to the home directory. Let's just upload issue. Like issue is just text file that describes the Linux distro I've got installed. Just to see what happens when we upload a non-PNG file. Sorry, only PNG files are allowed. Okay, cool. So this post to op equals upload. Came back, or we sent it a file where the file name equals issue, and this is the contents, and it came back with only PNG files are allowed. Alrighty, let's just see if it's basing that off the file name, not the file contents. So I'll just flick that request across to repeater. Instead of sending issue, we'll send issue.png. We get back 200, only PNG files are allowed. Alright, so it's not happy about that. Do we need to change the content type maybe? Is this a PNG? Yeah, that's handy. Let's just use this guy. Failed to load image. Okay, so something different going on here. So we posted op equals upload. Yeah, so we've got this image PNG called logo.png. Here's the PNG file contents. So we sent that file off, and we get back a 300 redirect, sending us to op equals show and image key equals blah. We go here. This page looks kind of boring. Oh no, sorry, this is the page that's shining through this redirect. Right, so if we follow this redirect, we end up at this request, which is 200 OK. It's showing us something on PanDropper, and then it says error, failed to load image, blah blah blah. That's weird, I don't remember getting that during the challenge. Anyway, let's just go and spin this this upload here off to the repeater. What if we send a file called doot.png where the content type is image PNG, but we get rid of all this image data and replace it with doot1. If we send that off, okay, cool, we get a redirect, indicating that maybe the file actually did get uploaded after all. Even though it's not a PNG, it shows that we might be able to upload stuff that's not PNGs. We copy this to, we just request in the browser, and we get failed to load image. That worries me. Makes me think the challenge might be broken. That really worries me. It's not what I wanted. Yeah, if you could send him a doot, I'll see how I go, but maybe we need to get him queued up to fix the challenge. Okay, so here we see the max resolution is 100 by 100. Okay, this is looking pretty good. Maybe don't annoy Menstrual. Maybe I'm doing something stupid. Quite possibly. Maybe. Can we get a smaller PNG? Too big. Too big, too big. 100 by 100? Yeah. PNG.gif. Thank you very much. Jerks. Looks good. Okay, no, we're looking good. You know, don't sound the menstrual alarm, we should be okay. Okay, so now that we've actually uploaded a file and gotten back this image key here, what's going on? PNG.gif 10 out of 10. absolutely. What have we got? So when we hit this this URL here with the Wikimedia logo, Wikimedia logo. What do we get back? This is it here. Okay, so image source equals upload slash, looks like this value here, .png. Nope, it's .png. Okie doke. So now what if we flick this to repeater? Nope. Flick this to repeater. I want to see if I can get arbitrary files uploaded and stored. So we'll delete all this here. Replace with doot2. File name will make doot1.png. Save it as an image/png. Send it off. Well, let's grab this. Actually, no, let's zoom in on this image. Okay, let's grab this hash here, this image key, and paste it in. See if that file got saved. That's looking good. Yeah, doot2. So we can actually persist files on the server, but they get renamed to .png. What if we, instead of doot1.png, make it doot1.exe? See what happens. Send that off. Okay, so we get 302. Here's the hash. Copy that. Paste.exe. Not there. Did it just go and rename our file to .png? Yes, it did. And I knew it did that. This is going through the process. Okay, so if we upload a file called doot1.exe, contents being doot2, it'll get renamed to a PNG file, but we can still control the contents of the file. What if we even went back to, do I still have Media Wiki? Nope. What if we upload the Wikimedia logo? We'll go and turn on intercept, send it off. Let's rename this here to .exe, and then send that on its way. View the saved image. Yeah, it gets renamed. .exe. No, it's definitely not there. Okay, so we can upload files. We get to control all the contents. It looks like there's no file type checks that get done beyond this content type. Like, it doesn't even check the extension. But it renames it so we don't get to control the extension. We control the entire file contents, and then it gets spooled out to disk in this uploads directory. It gets named with this hash here, which we don't really know what's going on there. Is it a hash of the contents? Is it a random hash? We don't know. Is it because I'm sending PNGs? No, because what I'm sending is doot2. And I reckon if I change this here from image PNG to image doot, then it complains about only PNG files are allowed. So no, I don't think it is that I'm sending PNGs. Yeah, Barney, I brought the bot back in. I'm playing their music, so the musicians who make the music deserve to have their say as to what we're listening to. That's actually the rules of using MonsterCat as well. How's it going, your risk? Yeah, no. No, it's not. Good thought though. Good thought. Okay, so we can upload files to this uploads directory. They get renamed to .png, so very, very unlikely that we can just go and upload a PHP file and execute it, because it'll be an image file. Maybe it's useful. I don't know. We'll see. What else do we have on the website? So the homepage looks pretty uninteresting. We've got the pandas logo. We've got a link to op equals upload. That's interesting. That's all we get. If we go to upload, then we get this op equals upload. Choose a file. We can upload. I mean, this page here is also pretty uninteresting. This is the upload form. If we post it off to op equals upload, we get a response of op equals show, image key equals blah. This here looks pretty uninteresting. I mean, what if we change the image key, change the B to a C? We get failed to load image. Yeah, nothing useful there. So at this stage, you might want to start playing with the image key, you know, SQL injection. Go and add a single quote. Yeah, nothing. Put two of them. Yeah, nothing. After a while, you'll come across the fact this field here, op equals upload. Let's change it to like upload 1. We get no such page. Upload, we do get a page. Let's change it to ./upload. We still get the page. We can do this as many times as we want. We go ./ and we still get the page. If we ever do ... then we get, we actually get a snarky message. So this probably lets us know that we're on the right track. That this here is probably a part of a string that's getting interpolated, becoming a file path for what gets included. So maybe we've got a local file include bug here. If we do like ... okay, we get the error message HTML. Looks like this here is catching us on the ... Let's go upload. That's fine. What if we just do ... upload? Okay, so it's probably catching any use of ... anywhere in the string. Split it up with a character in between, then we're fine. Yes, any use of ... is going to get us caught. But it seems pretty well like we've got a basically injecting into a path here. And you can just do like Etsy password or Etsy issue. Nope. What version of PHP? Can we do null byte injection? No, we can't even do null byte injection. I'm guessing, you know, .php probably gets appended to the string we're giving. We do like var HTML upload. Nailed it. Okay, so if we give the full path to upload, it'll probably just, you know, append .php to the end and then include this file here. And if we were to break this by putting a 1 or a ZZZ here, we get an error. So first shot, we've actually figured out the full path on disk to the upload.php file, which is kind of interesting. Oops. I would hazard a guess that this is a PHP file that's actually being included. I would very strongly hazard a guess. What can we do with this? Well, I mean, the fact that we obviously control the beginning of the string, because you know, if the code was doing include /var .html How do you install PHP these days? Just PHP? Whoa, no, I don't want Apache. No to that. Is there a PHP CLI? Yes, there is PHP CLI. That looks better. This is a really long way for me to figure out if dot is actually the string concatenate character, by the way. PHP-A. Yep. Print A. Yeah, it is. It's dot. There you go. So dot is string concatenate. Dot $_ op. I mean, the code might be doing that, right? Because if we just go and put in op equals upload, actually, no, it's not doing that. It's doing this. Maybe. You know, if we go and put in upload, then this line here will end up being that, which if we go and reduce it down, will be that. Alternatively, it might be doing this. Get rid of that. And just calling straight up include on this parameter here, followed by .php. And if it was doing that, we'd end up with this. Which if you reduce it down, you get that. I'm pretty confident it's doing this one. Because if we go and put here the string var html, we still get the page. If the code was doing this here, then what we would have ended up with is this var html slash var html upload.php, and that path probably doesn't exist on disk. Whereas this one here would have ended up being there we go. Pinch this, drop it there, and that would make sense. So we're pretty sure that the code is doing this here. If everyone agrees, we are pretty sure that's what it's doing. Cool. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Good to have you around, Alana. I will not call you. Will not call you Alan. Good to have you here, Alana. Yeah, make sure you catch it. If I'm not Slack, I'll go and whack the button that exports it to YouTube. But yeah, 90%. Yeah, roughly. Let's have a look here. All these here, the moderate ones, the easy ones, and the force we did last week, last Wednesday. So check that out if you are interested. Alrighty, pandas. We're pretty sure the code's doing this, right? So we go and drop that there. It still works just fine. So what does this give us? It gives us control over the beginning of the argument to include. You know, we can't control this here. We can't just go and do .php nullbyte. Seems like the server's patched against that issue with the nullbyte injection. But we can control the beginning. What this gives us is the ability to use things called PHP filters and wrappers. I can never remember the syntax, but if we just search for PHP LFI wrapper base 64, I know it comes up. Using PHP filter for local file inclusion. Perfect. Yeah, that's us. Yeah, that's us. Oh, we haven't tried this yet, but it's probably turned off. Yeah, I'm not going to try it because I'm pretty sure it's turned off. And I don't want to have to SSH out tonight if I can avoid it. So this bit here, this magic stuff, let's just grab a copy of it. What it does is it turns an include call of the file given by this string. If we go and copy that and append upload to it, because normally this is just upload. If we go and change out upload for this here, it turns an include of this PHP file, which will result in all this being actually interpreted as PHP code on the server. It'll turn it into an include of that file base 64 encoded. So normally a PHP file looks like this, right? If you go and browse to a file that has that in it, then this code here will get executed on the server, and you won't be able to see this. You'll see the output of PHP info. But if you were to grab this and cat it into base 64, you get back something that looks roughly like this. Maybe there's a bit of white space. Yeah, there should be there. But this is not PHP code. It's not enclosed in the bracket question mark PHP. In this here, it's not a block PHP code. So when this data, which is the result of this file here, base 64 encoded, gets basically drops inside the include function, the application will just return the base 64 value. It will not execute stuff on the server, which lets us disclose source code. So what we can do is go and grab this line here, prepend. It's not at all what I wanted. I do not have Vim GTK installed in Docker. Copy that, put it there. If we hit this URL, then it'll have .php appended on the server, of course. Upload.php will get base 64 encoded and then included in the file, and we should see the source code of upload here as base 64 encoded text. And there we go. That there is the source code for upload.php. So now we can actually white box the application and see what's going on. So we'll grab this here. Yep, cool. Here's our source code. So we've just managed to basically pinch the source code for the application using this really neat PHP filter convert blah 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 stuff. So if we audit the source code, let's see if we can understand what's going on with the application. I mean, we can also dump out the other files. I mean, what other files do we have? We've got this one called show image, I think, or show. In fact, we should probably do that before we get too carried away, before we forget. So we've got upload.php, we've already stolen it. Let's upload the media wiki. And we've got this file here, show.php. Looks to me like those are really the only two. We've got index.php as well. Yeah, we've probably got index.php. So let's go and loot show. Grab this here, just in case it's useful. This is the shell one line here to basically base64 it and store it in show.php. Oh, didn't like that. It did not like that. Because of the white space, maybe? Maybe? That looks better. Oh. Alright, there's our show file, and we'll grab index as well. And there's index. We should probably start off with index and then move on to upload and then show. Grab that. Cool. Have a peek at index. Let's see, one called home is there. Ah, I bet we were about to see that. I bet that's a spoiler. Yeah, if op is empty, then op equals, if this is empty, make it home, otherwise make it what it is. So, good catch. Let's go and steal home before we forget. Grab that there. Okay, back to index. So what do we got? Variable op equals. If the get parameter op is empty, then make it the string home. Otherwise, make it whatever op is. The get parameter op is. Define from index. Error reporting 0 is probably just turning off verbose errors, I'm guessing. Maybe this is just to do with kind of changing the working directory. Yeah, I'm guessing it's probably just... I don't know, I'm not going to assume. We'll come back to that if we think it's needed. So then if this op, which we got out of getOp, is not a string, or if it matches the regex ... then we die with an error message. Else we ob start obgz handler. I didn't see that last time. What's that about? It looks like it's transport compression perhaps. Cool. Let's not worry about that. We go and dump out the header of the page. Here we encode the op. Link and an image. Function fatal. We just basically spurt out an error. And then we exit at the page bottom. Bunch of nonsense. Yeah, okay, so here we do, if we fail to include op, then string concatenate.php, then we use fatal to spit out an error, and then fatal will exit. So if we fail to include a file, the page will die. Seems pretty straightforward. That's index. You can pull it down and have more of a thorough dig through if you need to. Let's look at upload. Oh, we've got a common.php file. We should go grab that. How's it going, Pritch? Good to have you around. We're doing some more of Menstrual CTF. Alright, so we've got common as well now. That'll be common. Okay, so this define of from index is basically just setting up a constant that will ensure that common bails out if it's not set. So that's just a little safety guard thing. You live? Are you live for anyone to advertise the channel? What's this live? Should I be live? I'm not sure if I'm live. If you're asking if you're happy to, what are you asking? I agree, Alana. I agree. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to go kind of spamming it on Twitter, so don't go spamming it on Twitter. But if you know people who are interested, then absolutely let them know. I'm just kind of trying to avoid a rush of people from Twitter or Reddit or what have you. I'm trying to keep it intimate for now, but if you've got people who would be interested, I'd love for you to, and that goes for everyone, I'd love for you to let them know. To anyone for whom this would be useful, please let them know. Okay, so that's this here. We've got a max IM size being defined. We've got some functions for creating an image key, which is a SHA-1 of my IP address, concatenated with my user agent, concatenated with the time, concatenated with a random value. So that's where the hash comes from. It's a whole bunch of stuff concatenated and then SHA-1'd. So we go to load the image, it just checks against a really simple regex for 40 hex characters. If that fails, we complain. So this function here is which is probably used by the show page. Just basically opens up the image if it beats this regex check, and if it's not an image, or if it fails to open it, fails to image create from PNG, it complains and exits. Otherwise, it returns the image which was returned by this function here. So that seems pretty straightforward. I mean, I'm not sure if image created from PNG would be vulnerable to anything, but keep that in mind. Alright, so this is the upload.php. This is when we send stuff off. We drag in all those common functions. We check if these two post variables are set, then we kick off this here. Is there an else statement? Okay, so the else statement is to just basically throw the page and throw the upload form back at people. But if we do have a file, We go and grab the temp name that PHP spools it off to disk to. Go and grab the file type. Do a check to see if it's an uploaded file. If not, we complain. We check to make sure the file type is in the array with only one element in it, so basically making sure it's equal to image/png. Otherwise, we complain. If that succeeds, we create an image key, move the uploaded file from the temp name to uploads/imagekey.png. We don't control this here. This is a hash of a whole bunch of stuff that isn't worth trying to bother with because it's just going to be a hash in the end. We can't directory traverse or anything interesting like that. And then it spits back header, and again we don't control the image key. So this upload seems to basically check to see that it is a image/png according to the file type, and if it is, it moves the file into place and sends you a redirect. Kind of boring. So we've had a look at index, common, upload. We looked at home yet? Home.php is super boring. There is no PHP code in here, apart from pulling in the common library. Show, we haven't looked at. Pull in common. If we didn't give an image key in the URL, we redirect back to the home page. Otherwise, we go and pull it out. We do the load image, which was found in common.php, and assign the return for that to IM. Does IM get used again? Oh yeah, IM gets used. We get the size. We check to see. Oh yeah, we check to see if the resolution is correct. So I mean, you can upload a PNG as big as you want. You just can't use this show.php, this show page, to show it to you. All right. We return some HTML with the image key dispersed within. That's really all we've got in terms of code, which indicated to me that the bug would either be in this call here to image create from PNG, or these calls to image SX and image SY for checking the resolution, or the LFI. Those really kind of, to me, were really the points of interest. So from here, I had a bit of read about, the image parsing stuff. I was thinking, is it image magic? This one here, I was having a look at that, but didn't really kind of get anywhere, and ended up doing some more research into the LFI. So this bizzo here, and having already used the PHP filter, this convert base 64 encode, I thought I would do some more research on that. And these are called PHP wrappers or filters or something. PHP wrappers. That looks good. I think all these are going to fall off this page here. PHP comes with many built-in wrappers. So we've got a scheme double dot double slash thing going on. All this, file, HTTP, FTP, data. I know they depend on the ability. There's a certain knob in the PHP config which I determined was not flicked in my favor, which stops you from just directly reaching out over HTTP and turning an LFI into an RFI. So I started reading up more on the file, PHP, zlib, data I'm pretty sure is out, glob, far, this is probably out, it's a networky thing, so it's not going to work, ra, og, and expect. Like those to me look like the interesting ones. And I started digging and reading the man pages, reading the doco. File names, This looks really boring. This looks like it's just basically the same as the var ... Like, this doesn't really seem to get us anything. Even using this syntax here doesn't seem to actually get us anything interesting. Yeah, URL allow URL fopen. That's the config knob that would stop us from doing stuff like HTTP. We can see that this one is restricted by allow URL fopen, whereas stuff like file is not. So these are the sort of functions we're looking for, because I determined that allow URL fopen is disabled on the server. This is boring. Get rid of that. PHP //. Let's see what this gives us. I had a bit of a play with these. Didn't get me too far. I mean, this would work quite nicely, but I've got a feeling that because .php gets appended to it, let's take this code and focus on index. This here. Pretty sure this .php being appended to what we do would stop PHP input from working. I didn't play too much with it though. I mean, this looked interesting to me, but not going to be useful to us. Filter we already used to do the disclosure of source here. I had a bit of a play with these and didn't really excite me too much. That seemed kind of boring. Compression. So we've got zlib, bzip2 and zip protocol handlers. Zlib works like gzopen, you can use it with fread, blah 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 blah. And then I saw this, and this really excited me. So I mean, I don't know if you could use these two in the same way, but I saw this here and saw that you got zip // archive.zip pound dir/file.txt, and I saw this and thought, is that pulling out dir/file.txt from this zip file? Is that how that's working? So is there any more on? Yeah, so how to read entry from a zip archive. File bar.txt inside foo.zip. You can do an fopen on zip // /foo.zip pound bar.txt, and you can just go and fopen it, fread it, and fclose it. Someone else is doing file get contents straight on a compress.zlib wrapped URL. Yeah, this looked really good to me. Again, here's some more compress.zip stuff. Was it compress.zip or just zip? Just zip. So I started playing with this. I started doing stuff like copying in etc issue to this directory here. Moved it to issue.php because we know that the string that we provide is going to have .php, like this here is the file name inside the archive, but we're going to get .php appended. We don't get a choice of using a .text extension. So let's move issue to issue.php. Then I zipped up doot.zip issue.php. The joys of having a very bare bones Docker container. You get to install everything. Alright, so I zipped up issue.php into doot.zip, and then I went off and uploaded it to the site. So let's go choose file. Upload doot.zip. We get only PNG files are allowed. Send that to repeater. Change the content type to image/PNG. Send it off. And here we go, we got a redirect with an image key in it. So we grab this image key. Now we're at /upload, uploads, /that dot. It's going to rename it to PNG. Come on. Oh, it's being a jerk. Hitting my cache. Get rid of the cache headers. There we go. So at this URL here, we've got our PK file, our zip file, with issue.php in it. This is looking pretty good. Because now if we go and pinch this here, like what if we change it from zip archive.zip to zip uploads / our PNG file. Right, so here's our zip file. Then we can use this pound and finish it off with issue, to which the server will append .php. And if we cause the LFI bug to include this file here, will it unzip our zip file and pull out issue.php? Because this lets us upload files that we can then cause the LFI to include, and then we can upload a PHP file inside a zip file and off we go. Is this gonna work? Op equals, copy this here, paste it in, no such page. Zip, what did I do wrong? Zip, maybe it's zip var HTML uploads. No. Where do the files get moved to? Making me look stupid. Ah, I know what's happening. Let's go back. Yeah, this one here. This hash is getting turned into a URL fragment. Hash, URL hash, location.hash. If we go and check the proxy, we'll see that it's getting truncated. So hashes and URLs don't actually get sent to the server. You need to convert it into encode as URL %23. There you go. I should know that. So we're going to change the hash to a %23. Now we'll actually send a hash to the server rather than truncate the string locally and keep that as a URL fragment. Alright, trying that again. We've got op equals, and then here's our LFI. So we're kicking off a zip handler, or a zip wrapper. Extracting this zip file here, hash, pulling out issue, to which the server will then append making me look stupid, where is it? To which the server will append .php. Let's try this, go there. And there we go. Here is the text that we uploaded in that zip file as our issue.php file. So we can now do an include of arbitrary text that we provide inside a zip file. So this is how you exploit this LFI bug. It's, I think, super cute. So where we go from here is to Vim. That's not Vim issue. That's Vim eval.php. Let's go and add in some PHP code. Let's go eval code. So this is a bit of PHP code that will basically pull out the request, the code element from the request array, so we can just put code either in a post or a get parameter, and we'll then just go and straight up eval it as PHP code. Little remote shell that we can interact with. So we go and zip up into eval.zip, eval.php. So we go and put our PHP file inside the zip file. We upload this file. Eval.zip, turn on burp intercept, send it off. Change our content type to image/png. Here's our image key. So we go and grab that. Let's duplicate this line here. Change the key to the new key. Still a .png file. Instead of issue, the file is now called, I think I called it eval, didn't I? Yep. Eval.php, the server will append .php to the end of the file name. We grab that there. Drop it in the LFI vector. Change the hash to %23. And we get a blank page. This is good. This tells me that we've probably just actually executed our little command shell. Or PHP shell, but there's nothing there for it to execute. So we go and append to the URL, ampersand command equals, did I call it command? What did I call it? I think I called it code. Code equals PHP info. And there we go. We've got code execution. So from here, let's go and does it pass through ID? Yep, so we've got command execution just to make things nice and easy. We pass through a ls-la. Here's our files. I don't think the challenge told us where to find the flag. No, it did not. Let's do ls-la on slash. That looks pretty good. So slash, this is the flag readme. Looks like it's probably the flag. Cat slash, this is the flag readme. There's the flag. So super cute use of a LFI bug and a file upload bug, where the LFI bug was insisting on appending a .php to what we sent. We could basically zip everything up, give it a zip file, and then with the hash tell it to pick out the PHP file we wanted, which was overcoming the fact that our file was getting renamed to a PNG. Really cute bug. I liked this challenge a lot. I really enjoyed it. Any questions, queries, concerns, comments, or questions before we move on to the final challenge? It's all good, Alana. We'll see how we go, eh? Yeah, no, we didn't really care about the contents of that image key. I mean, it got disclosed to us anyway. I don't think it was of any use to us to try and control what was going on with that key there. That all makes sense. The Pimps challenge, everyone followed along, doesn't have any concerns. Cool, well I'm going to duck off, grab a glass of water real quick. I'll be back in a second and we'll tackle the final challenge, which was Unification. So I'll see you on the flip side, everyone. Alrighty, let's get back into it, eh? Gee, I just realised I totally forgot my face was on the screen here. Hopefully that wasn't in the way for the previous challenge at all. Whoops. Let's get into Unification, hey? Let's see if we can make this an early-ish sort of night. Unification, log in to get the flag, pretty simple. Got a website. Note, SQL map is permitted to assist you, but it won't solve the challenge. Wasn't in the way, cool. Thanks, Jardef. Let's have a look at how we go. Login form, username ASDF, password ASDF, submit. Bad login. Alrighty. Can we SQL inject? Because I mean, the hint did tell us SQL map is permitted, but it won't solve it. But apparently it'll assist us. Username A or 1 equals 1. Put that in the username and the password. We get account disabled. Interesting. Let's just put it in the password. Okay, so the password doesn't look injectable. We get a bad login. If we just put it in the username, then we get account disabled. So the fact that we can, let's go A or 1 equals 2. Password, we'll just do A. Incorrect. A or 1 equals 1. Account disabled. So we definitely have a SQL injection in the username field here. Let's fire up SQL map to dump some data out and get a better understanding of what's going on. Do I have SQL map installed? No, I do not. GitHub SQL map. Let's go and pull this down. You know what? I think I do have Git installed. The one time I remember to install it, I do have Git installed. Git clone. How does one install SQL map? You can clone it. Works out of the box with Python. Cool. Easy. Alrighty. Let's poke this username injection a bit. Okay, good. It's just a GET request. Makes things easy. So we'll just copy this here. Do a SQL map on this URL. And SQL map lets you basically decorate the URL or the data with a star to say, hey, you know, try injecting here. So let's go ASDF, beef it up a bit. So we'll decorate the username parameter with a star. And I've got a feeling that we're not going to get an error-based, a union. Time-based sucks. Like time-based takes ages to exploit. But this what we've got here with this A or 1 equals 1. Account disabled. We've got basically a Boolean SQL gadget going on here. Like if what we inject is true, we get account disabled. If what we inject is false, we get incorrect password. So this here is a Boolean SQL gadget of sorts. So let's see if we can just cram this down the throat of SQL map and teach to it the fact that there is a Boolean injection here. We're not using SQL map to find the injection, we're just using SQL map to basically interrogate the injection. Technique equals B for Boolean. And let's just go and dump out the long. If you do -H, you get a short help. -HH gives you a long help. String. So we get these two options here, string and not string. We basically get to specify a string that the HTML will include when the query is evaluated to true. We get one that we can do for when it's false, and we can do a regex for when it's true. Are you getting too many results, or the first account is locked out? I know from memory that I have a locked out account. Good point. We should dive deeper into that. Let's do a or 1 equals 1. Limit or order by 1. Order by the first column. So I'll just copy that to the clipboard. We'll fire that off. We get account disabled. So the fact that we're ordering by 1 just puts it in a nice uniform order. So now we're ordering by 1. We can do limit 1. And we still get account disabled. If we do limit 1, I think it's offset 1, it should give us the second row. We get bad login. So I reckon we've run out of rows. I reckon there's only one row in here. And I reckon that account is disabled. Based on what I saw just there, based on order by 1, limit 1, which will give us the first row only, we got account disabled. And based on limit 1, offset 1, which should give us the second row, we got bad login, which means that we've probably run out of rows to actually query. Oh yeah, order by, yep, that'd be another way of doing it. Order by 1, limit 1, get rid of the offset 1, order by 1 descending, gives us account disabled. Yeah, so if we go and flip it backwards, we still get account disabled. But based on the enumeration with the limit and the offset, I'm pretty sure there's only one row being returned. Really good way, really good idea pointing that out though. That's something I should have dived into. Let's go to SQL map, and using this dash string equals, we can give a string to match when the query is evaluated to true. So when the query we inject is true, we get the message account disabled. So copy that. And let's fire this off and see how we go. Custom injection mark at the start was found in the option U. Do you want to process it? Yup. That's why I put it there. Not injectable. What have we done wrong? I do remember this was a bit tricky to actually cram down the throat of SQL map. And if we crank up the level, well, let's chug it along. Let's just keep on fiddling with this injection to see what we can learn about what's going on in the query. So the a equals 1 equals 1. We'll get rid of the limit. We'll get rid of the order by. Let's do order by. Actually, let's do order by 1. And we'll copy that. Okay, account disabled. Let's go order by 2. Account disabled. Let's go order by 3. Account disabled. Let's go order by 4. Account disabled. Order by 5. Blank page. we actually got back a 200 OK, totally blank page. So order by 4 works just fine. Order by 5 breaks the page, which tells me that there's probably 4 columns in the query. And when we tried to order by the 5th column, which doesn't exist, we basically got a SQL error and the page bombed out. Better to crank level or risk? I'm not too sure. I'm not too hopeful this is going to work anyway. I do recall there was something weird going on with this injection. But you can probably do both, but if you do both, it might take a bit longer. Start taking some notes. Pretty sure there's 4 columns in the query based on order by 4 succeeding, order by 5 failing. Pretty sure there's 1 row in the table or in the results based on order by 1, limit 1, offset 1, and so on. Username is injectable, password is not. I think that's all we know so far. Yeah, let's get rid of that. What's going on with this injection? Maybe not string equals... What's the not string? Bad login. Nope. Look at the output. Let's cancel that. What is it doing behind the scenes? Didn't let it run long enough. Yeah, these aren't really looking like they would actually trigger it anyway. Is the user agent getting blocked? No, it's not the user agent getting blocked. We do have varying content lengths, so that's promising. How did I get this to work last time? Yeah, they did say you could use it for this challenge. Oh, while that goes, I'm not too hopeful. Let's just keep on plugging away. Let's test. Let's kind of test this first theory out a bit. Let's try this. A or 1 equals 1. Union. Select 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 columns. Comment the rest out. A. Let's copy that. Okay, we've got account disabled. Let's do 1A or 1 equals 1, union select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a password. Blank page. Oh, that's not what I sent. 1, 2, 3, 4. Send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go and send 1, 2, 3. Blank page. Okay, so this to me confirms that there's definitely four columns, and we actually have the ability to union our own 4 values into the result set. So when we do A or 1 equals 1, what do we imagine comes back? There's 4 columns. Username, password, We'll see. Urisk. Good thought. We'll see how we go. So maybe the columns come back. Username, password is disabled. Fourth column, what could that be? I can't think of anything. Something else. And so normally the data set that comes back is this is the heading here. What's coming back is username is some username. Some password is disabled is coming back true. Something else is coming back as something else. That's just a stab in the dark that what's coming back is that this query for a or 1 equals 1, we basically get this data set back. Now, it seems to me like this password check is being done inside the query. Keeping in mind, is it a password? Is it a password hash? Not too sure. Now this password check seems to be done inside the SQL query. So we just do a or 1 equals 1. A or a equals a, because this here, if we're injecting into a single quoted string, will still be syntactically correct because the single quote that we sniped off the end of this string here gets added to the end here. So we'll copy that. Password ASDF. Okay, account disabled. Interesting. I mean, I was thinking that maybe the SQL query looks something like this. Select username, password is disabled, something else, from some table, where username equals and password equals $password. And then as long as, you know, as long as at least one row comes back, actually, you know what, maybe what it's doing is it's checking the password. Maybe it's checking the is disabled flag before it checks the password. Maybe. Okay, what if we were to do this? A or 1 equals 1. Union select 1, 2, 3, 4. Password A. We'll copy this. We get account disabled. Let's go limit 1. Let's go order by 1, limit 1. Password ASDF. Whoops. Account disabled. Let's go order by 1, limit 1, offset 1. Account disabled. One of these numbers is probably ending up in the is disabled, which is then evaluating to true because it's a number. Like, what if we go and union in 0, 0, 0, 0. Unions. Yeah, so union select that. Let's just copy that. Let's just paste that there. Account disabled. So if we do a or 1 equals 2, that should return 0 rows from the table being queried and should just union in. Oops. Should just union in our 0, 0, 0, 0. So let's do 1 equals 2, union select bar. Okay, incorrect password. So here's our username, probably, you know, maybe username, password, and then, oops, is disabled, and then something else. What if we set them all to 1? What happens? account disabled. Okay. So that there gives us what? Account disabled. Nope. With all the ones it gives us that. What's going on here? Really? That's better. With all the ones, get account disabled. If we make them all zeros, we get really with all zeros. I'm starting to get tired. I'm doing dumb stuff. I know what I'm doing wrong. A or 1 equals 2. There we go. Let's copy this and see what we get for this. All zeros, we get incorrect password. All ones, okay, I'll tell you stuff like that. Okay, so we still get all incorrect password. I stuffed something up before. How's it going, OJ? Good to have you around. I am indeed, thanks to your risk. Yeah, it does. Alrighty, so with these two, we still get incorrect password for both. Really? Is that still incorrect password? Alright. Yet A or 1 equals 1. Account disabled. That there. Alright, that failed. Might leave that alone for now. See if we can understand better what's going on with this potential query. Why would that give us account disabled? Yeah, these would both give us incorrect password. Alright, why is this injection broken? giving it the wrong knot string? No, it's the correct knot string. Why would that be failing? Alright, so that injection is incorrect password. Weird things going on with my clipboard here. I'm gonna cheat. I'm getting tired. I'm gonna go peek at my shell history on my host and see if I can see what's going on. Really? That worked? Alright. Yeah, no, Jay, I'm not. I had issues last. Ah! How'd it figure out this? That's looking good. There we go. Got it. What was the magic? Was to go ASDF, single quote, star, put in a comment, give it the string of account disabled, level 5. And it found user equals ASDF, rlike, select case when, blah, then blah, else blah, and awesome. Like the Rube Goldberg of injections, that one. Oh, you can't either. Missed the joy. Dang it. Well, it worked. So to replay the excitement, did this here. Gave it the URL. Gave it, and this is a different solution as to one I just looked up in my shell history a second ago. Gave it a user of ASDF. Kicked off the quotes for it. Star means, hey, SQL map, start focusing here. Threw in my own comment. Gave it a dud password. Brilliant technique. Gave it the string to look for of account disabled when it gets a true value injected in at this star location. Told it to go and rip on level 5. Did some tests, and then SQL Map said, hey, it looks like it's MySQL. Do you want to skip the others? I went, yep. So do you want to include all tests for MySQL? I went, yep. And then it tested to see if it was a false positive and said it was vulnerable. And gave this, thanks by the way, OJ, for catching that. Gave me a MySQL R-like Boolean-based blind with this Rube Goldberg of a injection here. It's a much more complicated one than I think I found last time I did this, but hey, if it's going to work. So now let's use SQL Map. Let's get rid of all this here. Should be able to just bring it back to there. Tell it to dump out the databases. And this is going to be information schema. I don't care. Tell it the database of CTF. Dump the tables. Stuff this. Threads equals 8. Two tables, logins and users. Let's dump out the table logins. These are just dash dump. Did I just go and throw away my threads? I think I did. Got an empty table for logins. Let's dump out users. Alright, yeah, looks like we've only got one user in the database, which matches what we suspected. The username is admin. This looks like it's the password. Or pass, I should say. Nah, stuff that. Nah. Alrighty, so this looks interesting. This is what the users table looks like. We've got a password, we've got admin, we've got disabled equals 1. Now, in the logins table, we had this user and time. So I'm going to take a punt and say that this something else value we're selecting might be time from some table. I'm going to go some tables. There's probably some sort of union going on. Username is his username and password equals password. Yep, cool. That's starting to take some shape there. This password here, I spent a long time trying to figure out what the password was, chucked it at John, chucked RockU at it, came up with nothing. After a while, went to hashes.org. Come on. The joys of Australian internet. Went and did I think I just used, is it crackers? Nope. Hash, yeah, hash search. Gave it the hash. Do we want to add algorithm to found hashes? Don't really care. Show planes in hex format, don't really care. Solve a captcha. 1 hashes were checked. Found. Password with a capital D. Righto. Is this the length of an MD5? I mean, if we use the good old rainbow table known as Google. Yeah. September. I reckon someone's maybe submitted this to some stuff ever since the challenge. But okay, so someone suggested MD. I think that's what MD5 here. MD5 hashing. So I think this is about the length of an MD5 hash. Password with a capital P. Yeah. So that doesn't match there. What if we go on echo dash n the hash of password into MD5 sum? There we go. Now they match. So we can see that the hashing scheme is double MD5 sum. Yeah, it was. Thanks for the attempt of a spoiler. I was trying to go through my process of how I figured that out. I didn't want to run straight through this without at least pretending to not know. Alright, so we've got a hashing scheme for a password. It's MD5 of the MD5 of the password. We've got a rough stab of what's being potentially queried. This here. We've got the ability to union our own rows in there because we want to make sure that basically we want to do A or 1 equals 2 to get rid of the admin row. Like, go away admin, we know that your account is disabled, we don't care about you. We know that the hashing scheme is double MD5 sum. We also know that the admin's password, i.e. the plain text of that, is password. We can check this actually. We can go username is admin, password is admin, get account disabled. Okay, this is going to tell us nothing. Admin, password, same error message. What if we basically union into the data set that's being returned? We cause a null data set to be returned, and then we union in our own stuff. So we do like username equals A or 1 equals 2, union select, admin, this hash, disabled is 0, whatever the other field that's being queried is 0, and then in the password field we just go and put password. Let's see if that works. I mean, the big question is, and what tripped me up for a long time, is the ordering of these columns. I made some silly assumptions that maybe the username came first, the password came second, the disabled came third, the time came fourth, or whatever this last column is. I'm pretty sure it's time, like a last login, and that had me basically tripped up for quite some time. But let's just basically start brute forcing what order these columns are in. So this is the user, and the password is password, which is the clear text of this hash here. And by basically unioning this set with a null data set, which will be returned by the virtue of this bit here, and giving a correct password, maybe we can slip through. There's no sense in having a username here of admin. That doesn't make sense. We might as well go and drop the hash in as the username in case the password's being selected first in the query. And then hopefully neither of these are the password, and hopefully one of them is the disabled flag. So let's go and drop this here into the username. Password is password. Incorrect password. What if we go and swap this out for the hash? still won't fit on one line. And actually, we should be able to do this. No. Yeah, this whole Docker solution I've got going on is messing up my clipboard a bit. Let's grab that. Grab this. This is a horrible solution for a clipboard. Pass this password. Incorrect password. Let's go and grab that. Go and paste it in 4 times. Still an incorrect password. What is going on? Ah, top of it, actually put the right password in there. Let's go and grab it from here. Incorrect password. It's not telling us the account's disabled. It is not telling us the account's disabled. Did I copy that hash wrong? 075159. Yeah, that looks fine. To get rid of all this comment nonsense. And get rid of that quote there. We don't need the trailing quote because we're kind of already in a quoted string here. And then put in the password. Alright, well that broke. It's better than getting nothing. Or better than getting wrong password again. Probably not happy having this password probably appear later in the query than a union. Try all 4 of these combinations. That's not. Incorrect password. Alright. Let's go and hit it with another wrecking ball. Menschel taught me a really cool trick that might actually, in hindsight, at the time when he taught me and then afterwards went, I didn't even need that. Maybe you do need it. Maybe I'm a bit foggy because I don't have certain knowledge. There is a special way of actually introspecting from within a SQL query. So it's possible from within a SQL query, because using this Boolean injection, what we can do, threads equals 8. Let's go long help. We can actually pass in dash dash SQL query equals query. So now what we can do is we can actually pass in an arbitrary SQL query, and it will use the Boolean injection vector to execute that on the database server. With that, there is a really neat way that you can, from within a query, query what the query is, if that makes sense. So SQL injection, dump current query. Minus dump file. What is this trick? It's not at all what I wanted. Hey, OJ, you got a link to that trick? What was it? I really should have saved it, is what I should have done. SQL output current query. Yeah, I don't think you can do a show. Information schema, yeah, that looks good. I think there was another trick to basically filter it down. Yeah, this here, I reckon it was. Oop. Yes, this is it, where ID equals connection ID. That's what I was looking for. Yep. Thanks, OJ. Perfect. So what we want to do is we want to run this query on the server. Thanks everyone for your help on that one. Select info from information schema.process list where ID equals connection ID. Perfect. So what this will do is it'll actually leak to us the contents of the entire query that we are currently executing. And which might give us some hints as to exactly what we're injecting into, which might help us craft our union a little bit better. I'm going to grab some more water. I'll be back in a jiffy. Alright, that's still dumping by the looks of it. Yeah, there you go. You risk out so that it filters out everyone else's queries. I really should bookmark this. In fact, I bet I do have it bookmarked. Because I'm an idiot like that. No, I'm not clever enough to have bookmarked it. Yep, no, it's not there. Alright, we're still going. Come on. Alright, log to a text file. Oh, here it is anyway. Select users.star. Max time as last login from users. Left join. Okay, so there is a join going on. Left join logins on logins.user equals users.user, where users.user equals ASDF, and then here's our injection. And blah 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 blah. Group by, and here you can see it goes to nonsense. That is because our injection process would have, for each character that it wanted to do a binary search on, to do a Boolean injection discovery of, would have basically had a URL that grows and shrinks and grows and shrinks, which basically caused a whole bunch of corruption to occur here. I mean, that might not end up being too important. If it is important, then what we can do to basically discover this tail end here is to go MySQL reverse string. So with this reverse function, which reverses the characters in a string, so we can basically wrap info with reverse, select reverse info from information schema blah blah blah, and that will dump it in reverse order and cause the corruption to occur at the beginning of the string. We can see some stuff going on here. We've got a group by coming out backwards, and here's our SQL comment character. Partially retrieved data. So the group by was group by user, comma, pass, comma, disabled. So let's grab this here. And grab this here. So we had a select users, max time, blah, blah, blah. So this here, everything that's highlighted there was the username, which was all this, just this long, horrible injection. So let's make that $user. And then this here got corrupted. So I'll delete that, and we'll just type this in backwards. User pass disabled. That is the SQL query that's actually occurring on the server. So interestingly, our password actually doesn't appear anywhere in the query. But so we've got users.star, then the max time. So the time is going to be the last column. The contents of the users table will be the first 3 columns as the last login. So max time gets selected as last login. Join blah blah blah, where users.user equals user. This here is of no use, so we can safely comment that out and get rid of it. But then I reckon the PHP code is doing a MD5 hash compare blah 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 of the password to the password. So I mean, one of these from before probably should have worked. If not, we were pretty close. A or 1 equals 2 to get rid of all the stuff that's naturally in the users table. Sorry, the logins table. Union select. That. 0. But I mean, one of these 3 fields is going to be the is disabled column, right? Right. It's going to listen burp because the paste is stuffed and this is a really tiny text field to work in. Let's copy that there. Okay, that worked. we'll grab this, we'll URL encode it. There we go. Don't need all these spaces here. Fire that off. We get incorrect password. Let's try each of these one by one and turn it 0 for disabled. No, incorrect password. 0 for disabled. Incorrect password. 0 for disabled. Correct password. What comes from users table? User pass disabled. I don't trust SQL Map to have dumped it in the right order though. I've got trust issues. I mean, is this actually a string? Can you have like a hex hash field? What if we delete these quotes here? What do we get? Probably just a big number or something. Now we get an error. Why would this injection not be working? The odd one might come from this group by user pass disabled. Mind you, I'm actually getting rid of that by commenting it out anyway. If we union it with 1 equals 2, we'll return 2. It shouldn't return 2 results. Should return 1 result because we're injecting here. So it'll do a where. We're in the where. It's going to be where users.user equals quote ASDF quote. Hang on, am I doing or and? Or. Then it's going to go or 1 equals 2, which is going to cause it to be false, which is going to cause none of this to be selected. Then it's going to do the union, and it will only union in this data. It will not get any rows from the first bit, from the first part of the query, even if we're unioning. Comment before that one. Left join means you can't null out the first result in the union. Really? Really? Left join means you can't null out. Huh. I'm going to do 1 equals 2. You select 1, 2, 3, 4. Order by 1. Limit 1. Yeah, incorrect password. Offset 1. Account disabled. Huh. Really? Left join means you can't null out the first result in the union. Did not know that. I'll have to look into that. but you might be onto something there. Let's go back to here. A or 1 equals 2, union select hash, hash, hash. Hang on, hash, 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 0. But one of these are going to be the disabled field. Limit 1. Order by 1. Limit 1, offset 1. Should return us, should give us our row. Count disabled. So now we go and start just basically dropping a 0 in for these 3 fields here, looking for the disabled one. Okay, so it's not that field. It's not that field. That changed, didn't it? Incorrect password. It was account disabled, but with this field zeroed out, we get incorrect password. Oh yeah, because password is ASDF, needs to be password. And there it is. And if we go and get rid of, if we go limit 1, offset 0, incorrect password. So there are 2 results being returned there. Even though we've got 1 equals 2. That's nuts. Really? So we've got select users, select user.star, time as last login from users, left join logins on login.users, user equals users.user, where even with a 1 equals 2 in here, and then a union, we will still get stuff from this part of the query. Is that right? I'll have to install MySQL and have a fiddle with that, because that kind of surprises me. Does anyone know why that might be the case? Because that's really interesting, and that totally had me hung up. And it's using OR. I am too. Hold up. A or 1 equals 2. Yeah, nice work, Justin. Get rid of the offset, leave the limit, and A and 1 equals 2, order by 1, limit 1, offset 1, OR versus AND. Nice work, Justin. But even with an AND, it's still doing it. A and 1 equals 2. Union select, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, incorrect password. Incorrect password. Offset 1. And that works. I'm going nuts now. Send that to the decoder. A and 1 equals 2. Then do a union select, blah blah blah. Yeah, no, it's still acting up. Even though I was being an absolute idiot, it's still acting up. Good catch, OJ. I'm feeling quite silly about that now. Let's go and grab this flag and be done with this. Drop it in, and there we go. And we should have all green except for the illusionist now. Yeah, there we go. We're done. Yeah, nice work, Minstrel. That's really interesting. Indeed. indeed. I'll have to play with that. Yeah, that really strikes me. That does. Yeah, Alani's just being modest. Keep on trying to break him down, and I'm sure he will obviously have many tricks to show you, because he's shown us quite a few in this CTF. Quite a few interesting edge case stuff, in edge case things. That PHP trick, the zip wrapper, is really cool. A couple of SQL tricks in there. Yeah, union does append, but I should be appending to a null data set with the and 1 equals 2, or 1 equals 2 will not give you a null data set, but and 1 equals 2 should have given us 0 rows from the query. So yeah, union does append, but we should have been appending to nothing, right? If we look at this here, and 1 equals 2 should have given us 0 rows to append to. So that's thrown me. Unification, what did we learn? We learnt about the fact that this left join was a left join. This left join can't be basically nulled out by a 1 equals 2 injection. We learnt about this here, the process list where ID equals connection ID, to basically dump out your own the query currently being executed. Super cool trick that. I'm really stoked that Menstrual taught us about that. I've got a bookmark now, so I won't forget about it, and I won't go hunting for it again. What else did we learn? The force. What was the force all about? The force was document-based XXE, no SQL injection, and an SSRF with a regex bypass through the ping.php file. That was a mission, that one. I loved the force, that was really good. ebang was all about preg replace and the E modifier. Ghostbusters was an LFI, I think, with some sort of twist. Can't remember exactly what Ghostbusters was. Robert's books was SQL injection, I believe, with the JavaScript mucking you up on the submit. What was Ace all about? Oh yeah, that was trying to basically come up with an injection that would satisfy a couple of different things. That was really cool. Zipper was, you could either zip up a symlink, which is what I did, or you could, I think you had to bury a PHP file a couple of directories deep, or bury a htaccess file a couple of directories deep, to then be able to turn PHP back on so you could get code exec. Zipper was really cute. Hines was read the source. Forbidden was about changing your cookie to have a hash of permitted instead of denied or something like that. Bobby was a bit of SQL injection. What was competition? Stircomp. And Oreo was cross-site scripting. So really, really good mix of challenges, and I thoroughly enjoyed them, and I learned quite a few things. So thorough props go to Menstrual for putting it together. If you want to try a couple of the things from the stream, obviously the stream from last week and this week will be archived. You can go back and flick through them. If you want to go and try them against any of the challenges, I think you might have until this weekend sometime before Menstrual goes and tears it all down. So if you do want to try your own hand at a couple of the challenges, make sure you get in quick. And I think that's Ghostbusters with LFI, was LFI with a PHP filter. Yeah, nice. Left join keyword returns all rows from the left table with the matching rows in the right table. The result is null in the right side when there is no match. Okay. You risk no, it won't be. There's a reason for that, which you may find out in due course, but I will not be covering the Illusionist. But yeah, it's a shame. It was a cool challenge, so maybe sometime in the future Menstrual might put it back up so that I can do it, but for the moment I won't be going through it. So that's it from me tonight. I'm going to have an early night because I've been up since 6:30, which is stupid early from me. Jardeth is expecting to see it in some CTF in the future. Winky face. if I knew something, not that I do, I wasn't going to say it, but it sounds like if Jardeth knew something, they might be willing to say it. So, sounds like Jardeth is expecting to see it sometime soon. That's it from me tonight. I'm going to go crash out. I'm going to go watch some Netflix and pass out. Thanks everyone for tuning in. It's really good to have you around as always. It's only 10 PM here. We're not clever enough to have flicked the switch on daylight savings. As much as I know that up in North Queensland it wouldn't be beneficial, here in the south of the state it would be quite nice. So yeah, it's only 10 o'clock here. Jardeth is just postulating, I suppose. But yeah, maybe we will see it sometime soon. Thanks for joining in, everyone. I will catch you. What am I doing this weekend? I think I should be streaming this weekend. Yeah, Panda was good. So maybe I'll be here Sunday night doing maybe some more micro corruption. Might finally finish that off. Anyway, everyone, thanks for joining. It was a pleasure to have you all, and I'll catch you on the tubes.